Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan. And
Good morning.
we might, yeah, we were talking about, well, there's a vote coming up next weekend or next week, and
The 5th for the referendum.
we hope that people get out and vote, whether you vote yes or no, but
Yep.
just make sure you get out and vote because not voting is, I guess, like more like a no vote, I guess. So
Correct.
get out. I know there's not a big long list of candidates that are on the ballot this year, but
No
that
candidate.
is a big one.
Yeah.
Two questions.
It's just two questions. If you can't take the time to do that, then,
Yep.
you know, so be it. But
So before we get into a little bit of the high school sports, I just wanted to say that they got a little saying on. Did you ever read this?
yes,
Life is short.
stay awake for it.
Oh, I was going to say something else is short. Take a pill.
Take a pill. Yeah. Yeah, well,
Now you know what we talk about prior to the show
yeah.
starting.
High ankle
Oh yeah,
sprains.
high ankle sprain.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that one as we get deeper into the show. But
Yes.
we have pretty much we'll go with well, there's still two sports going on, and one of them's cross country. And I think we were on last Friday, weren't we, when they
Yes.
had already won the section
Yes.
meet, so we talked about that. So now they get to participate in the state class AA meet down at the Les Bolstead Golf Course on the campus of the University of Minnesota. And
From what I hear, a tough course.
it is, I've heard it's a tough course. It's got some hills on there and stuff, but some runners like that. So,
Right.
you know, that's just part of the business of being in cross country. But the boys race, I believe, starts at noon, and the girls race starts at 12:45, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So we'll give, again, I'll be listing people, but it should be Jake Wally, Brady Janicic, Charlie Janicic, Jaden Touchstone, Connor Sullivan, Sam Baumgardner, and then I'm going to space out on the,
I don't know who the 7th one would be.
again, I hate that because I can't think of the other, and I'll probably come up with it at some point here during the show, and I'll make sure I mention the names. But
That when that light bulb goes off.
yeah, but you'll see my head really shine
Yeah.
if that, because I don't want to leave somebody out. And again, I should know this. I just did the story and the picture in today's paper. It's too bad you don't have that here.
It has something to do with age.
Yeah, a lot of it, because I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
No, they have like 3 alternates too, but I'm trying to, who the heck? I don't think I said 7. I think I only did
I
6.
said 6.
Well, I apologize for that already, but they do run at 12 o'clock, and
Well, one
hopefully,
good thing, he knows who he
yeah,
is.
he knows who he is, and I'll come up with the name. But it's just
And we got the 2 girls running.
and Bryn Babich and Avery Kakowski. Bryn is her first, not even a full year of cross country because she
Soccer.
had soccer, and she ended up making the top 16 or whatever it was or in that top 6 after the 2 teams that went to state. So she's going down for her first state meet in cross country. She's no stranger to state because she's been there in track.
Yeah.
So she knows what that's like. And plus both those 2 are hockey players. So I'm sure after Saturday they'll be getting up here
Yeah.
and
One day of rest and then out on the ice.
out on the ice. And again, I will keep thinking about that. Once you start talking, I'll start looking at to make sure I get the name of I can't believe this. Jake, Brady, Charlie, Jaden. I'm gonna waste time doing this.
Go down the alphabet now. A, B, C,
Connor,
D.
Sam.
Well, while he's thinking about that,
Yeah,
keep thinking about it.
yeah. No, I'll keep going.
Well, as we had talked a little bit prior to coming on the air today, we were kind of do like a little fall review of the sports for the high school this year. And all in all, I think the high school and I think the athletic department's in a pretty good position. That football, respectable this year compared to what they've had in the past. And they got a lot of kids coming back, so hopefully they'll continue to play and maybe pick up a few more. What else we got? Soccer, kind of not a real good year, but again, some younger kids playing, so hopefully that'll help. Volleyball,
Well, yeah,
up and down,
yeah,
but
but that's all right. I mean,
Yep.
they're playing they do the best that they can. So
like again, all in all, I think that the fall sports for the Hibbing High School have been, would you say, more interesting to watch this year and more successful?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, football won 4 games.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, and won a playoff game.
Well, when you get a playoff game for the first time in 20 years, that's quite an accomplishment. And for the boys track team, it's their first state in 22 years. Is that correct?
25 years.
25
yeah,
years.
25 years.
So that's a good feather in their cap. So,
Oh, definitely.
and again, the programs are both got a lot of younger kids that are running or doing their thing. So it will look good for the next couple of years. Probably about the same amount of time it takes you to look up who the other kids' name is.
Yeah, and I don't see a roster here online either. So now I'm really in hurting.
Oh, I'll send a note to Mr. Please, ask him who the 7th guy is. Tell me he's live on the air.
Yeah, should I call him?
Call him.
All right, I'll call him.
Put him on voicemail. He'll answer. What the hell do you want now? Yeah. You got the theme song for Jeopardy?
If he answers his phone.
If he
Hello.
sees
Hey.
it. Hey, see?
What's up?
Hey, you're on air right now. Are you okay? You okay with
Oh,
that? We're doing our show.
I keep you on air. All right.
All right. Well, I don't know if they can hear you or not, but
Hold it closer to the mic.
all right. I'm said six of your guys on the air, and I can't remember who the 7th guy is. So I need you
So
to clarify who so my mistake isn't worth
yeah. Well, I'm guessing you got the Janisic brothers, Brady and Charlie,
yes.
Jake Wally,
Yep.
Jaden Touchstone,
Yep.
Sam Baumgartner,
Yep.
Jack Bottoms.
Jack Bottoms. That was the one that
That's
I
it.
All
forgot
right.
about.
And
So.
then Connor Sullivan.
Yep.
Those are the 7 running. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, we just wanted to make sure because I don't want to leave anybody's name out.
Sure.
And then your alternates were Easton Fisher, Ben Kukowski, and Ryan Nornberg.
Yes.
All right.
Now it comes to him.
Yep. Yeah, I remember the alternates, but I couldn't remember.
You left out Bottoms.
I
All
cou-
right.
I cou-
We're going to use that as motivation for them. So,
All right.
Good morning, Coach.
morning, Mr. Egan.
Oh, wow. A compliment in the morning. I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, no. So how do you feel things should go this weekend?
Well, we're hopeful. I kind of alluded to in our interview. We want to improve our standing. I think we're coming in as probably the 13th seeded team. So if we can improve that, try to break that top 10, try to beat Cloquet since they beat us at the section meet, things like that, little goals like that. And then, of course, each runner wants to go down there and compete well. So we're hoping, Brady, Charlie, and Jake continue with, sub 17. So if we go 1640 or faster, they're right around the 1645 mark and stuff like that. So we'll get that a little faster and do well, have all of our boys run at, a strong strategical race, and hopefully we do some PRs again.
Yeah. Well, I think I know some of them will have it in them. I know, who was it? Jaden says he's PR'd 5 straight races.
Yeah, he's really come on as a senior. He really, this has been a fun month to watch Jaden, put a cap on his high school cross country career. So we're hoping one more race. That was his goal. So, and the same with Jake. I mean, Jake's been down here once before. He ran a nice section race, and I think he wants to finish on a high note again. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, then of course you've got the 2 girls going down, and you mentioned to me that you've only had, since the advent of the 5K and the girls race, you've only had 4 girls break 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's Emily, Tara, Melina, and Avery. And obviously Avery gets to go down there again. I mean, what do you hope to get out of her?
So Avery PR'd on this course last year, for the state meet, and she was all state. Yeah, this year she's probably seeded a little outside the top 20, and maybe it's just a fast year for girls. I think the top 20 girls are all going sub 19. So we have to. I'm gonna close my door. Woj is entering. I'm gonna. What was I saying? Oh, Avery. Yeah, so Avery's going to have to PR again, but that's the goal. And I think, having the school record in sight, which is Tara Hertling, and I think she was a 1910 or something around there. So having that in sight and trying to break into that, sub 19 atmosphere is going to be what her her big goal is. So, and just hanging on to all state honors, which not an easy task. We understand that, but we're hoping that she can do that. And then that's why I mentioned that is Bryn could enter that. She could be our 5th girl to break the 20-minute barrier. And I think for her to do that with the limited amount of time she gave us, I think that it just speaks to her, her level of athleticism and just talent level. So, Tara, she went 1846.
Okay.
So Avery's got a little, but her PR on that course is a 1914. So if she runs, sub 18, sub 19, she's really entering some rare air for our distance program. And we don't necessarily, in the heat of the moment realize that when you're, especially high school kids, they're not thinking that. But and that's usually where I try to, motivate them a little bit and say, Avery, you're in pretty elite category. So.
Yeah, well, and it sounded like Bryn needs to drop about 20 seconds. Is that feasible?
Yeah, I think so. I think each race she's getting a little smarter, a little stronger. That's where I wish we had a little more time with her, but at the same time, she was a soccer player for her whole life. She loved soccer, so I can't begrudge her there. I'm fortunate she decided to give us a little bit of her time. So,
Say, Coach.
Yes.
We were talking earlier not to get away from cross country, but the fall sports this year have done pretty well. We kind of did a little review on the different teams. As the athletic director, how do you see? You got a lot of young kids coming back next year, and some of these programs will probably succeed a little bit more than what they did this year. Pretty excited being the athletic director.
It is. It's I obviously will deflect the compliment because it's having the right staff in place and just being positive, I think, on my end and trying to be supportive of each person. So I feel like this fall went fairly well. I know obviously soccer programs, I think the coaches, the kids were excited. They competed. It didn't translate into wins and losses necessarily on the field, but hopefully that those sports can continue to improve, and Brittany and Logan hopefully can. That's what we've been missing for soccer is we just seem to have so many turnover in the head coaching position that hopefully they stick around and we can build something there. Obviously, football with what Coach Anderson was able to do, I'm super excited for that. Yes, we lose some on the senior side of things, but I feel like the core that returns is going to really be that push to maybe be even a little more competitive. Which, not to say he wasn't this year, because I feel like he did a nice job motivating those guys, and it was nice to see that even when they messed up or got down, they didn't quit, and there were no 70-0 blowouts this year. So it feels like the culture and the team morale there is really changing. And I could tell you I check on the officials at each home game at halftime, and they notice. They say, wow, this is a different crew. They're heading the right direction. So I'm excited for that. And touch on volleyball. I think volleyball, obviously was not our best season. We got moved back up to the 3A. So I'm not sure that's the best fit for us, but at the same time, I think we have a young core coming back, and they seem to play better through stretches of the season than watching them the year prior. So that's what we're asking for is improvement, and their record was improved. And obviously, I'm a little biased. Obviously, cross country's been going well. I'm not going to take all the credit. I've had great kids that bought in. I know the girls that one stung, not making it as a team, missing out on the 5-peat, but as I told them, we knew that this was going to end at some point. You know, you're not guaranteed state forever, but we're not going to wait 20 years to get back either. So I think the girls are going to be motivated, especially with, you know, Avery and Hannah entering their senior year, and they want another trip. So they want that. And I think, you know, not because she's your granddaughter, but Ava Egan making the jump from, she didn't run any 5Ks for us because of, you know, just a snafu with the agreement in place. Now that she was full-time 5K runner, she's going to be stronger and learn from that. And I think, you know, our ninth grade girls took this one hard, and I think they're going to come back with a lot more motivation to not feel that pain. And obviously the boys, it's going to be tough to replace the two seniors once we leave this weekend, but I think we've got a nice core again of sophomore boys, and then two freshman boys that have really been contributing all year. And yeah, we're excited that maybe this is the start of a run for the boys season too. So.
And now you have winter sports coming up, and that you kind of the quiet time for you, correct?
It's a little calm, yeah. We say there's no events, right? But
Yes.
We're still trying to batten down the hatches here and get that junior high basketball schedule finished. But otherwise, no, we're gearing up for a fun run. Obviously, changing leadership on girls hockey. Pete Hajduk has been a coach with us for so many years, so we're excited to see what the new regime is bringing. And I think, you know, there's a little excitement or buzz around that group because, as Pete even said, you know, they were really young last year, and you know, each year they should get a little better and hopefully more motivated. So I'm excited to work with Coach McDonald on that. And then obviously Coach Jamnik has a pretty lofty expectations, very tough schedule. So and that's going to be on the boys to keep their heads on. And, you know, we're going to take a few lumps with that schedule, but I think ultimately the ultimate goal is to get back down to the state tournament and a little better showing than we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that whole schedule was for. I think the girls basketball, obviously that was a really young group last year. We were relying on a lot of young kids, and hopefully that was a learning year and we can be more competitive there. And obviously boys basketball been a big turnaround, and, you know, making the section championship and bringing back most of that core. He's got a few answers. You know, we lost our guard rotation basically, but we're hoping that some of those juniors can be ready and step in and be a little more consistent from some of our perimeter players. So I'm excited. Yeah, no, the winter will be long, but it'll be exciting and hopefully competitive on all. And that's not to mention the individual wrestling is usually consistent. I know Woj is working the recruiting here, getting kids out. And obviously I didn't mention the girls swim team. They're still going a couple more weeks. And I know Rainey Gibson and that crew will be ready. And then Vens will get switch gears to the boys. And I think they'll be competitive. And the skiers are looking to be a bounce back year because they weren't happy with the way their season ended last year. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's a little calm, little breath of take a deep breath and get ready for the plunge of winter.
I just wanted to thank you for letting us call you off the cuff. You kind of really filled in the show for us today. So,
Yeah, you got me out of a hole too,
Yeah.
not remembering that last runner.
I'll have to come one day, guys, and we can do this in person.
There you go.
I've been meaning to, so we got to just set that up.
Yeah.
And no problem.
just do it on one of those days when you got basketball, hockey, wrestling, everything all on the same day, and then we'll kind of fit right in.
That'll be perfect. Yeah, keep it busy.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks,
No
Mr.
problem,
Please.
guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for everything you do. So
And good
all right.
luck. Yep.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Well, that worked out well. Thank you again,
Yeah.
Athletic Director,
James,
cross-country
please.
coach James Please.
Yes.
Boy, pretty articulate too.
Yes, he is.
How the hell do we get him on our show?
Yeah. I got to try to probably. Oh, I haven't texted Pat Micheletti in a while. I'll have to try to see if I can get him back on.
Yeah. You probably didn't think we're still on the air.
Yeah, he probably thinks we're off. But yeah, no,
We're off all right.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
yeah. So Jack Bottoms, I apologize to the Bottoms family for not remembering that, but
you got it.
yeah, I
You
did.
covered- you
But
did a-
I should have known that.
You
and
did the right
I
thing.
didn't. And I made sure that we corrected it and got it out
Yep.
there. All right. So that does it.
Let's
for
go
high school.
pros.
All right. Well, where do you
Where do you
want
want
to
to start? Which losing team would you like to start with? The Twins and their new hoodoo manager,
Well,
Sheldon?
Derek Shelton,
Shelton, kind of like,
Shelton.
what'd you say it was earlier, Ron, our dysfunctional manager over there? Young Shelton.
Young Shelton. Because now Rocco
No more Rocky
Well,
Balboa.
Rocky Balboa does not work anymore, and that's again unfortunate that he
Yeah.
lost his job.
He'll get a
I
job.
mean, he'll find somewhere. He'll land on his feet somewhere again.
The MLB is like the NHL. When a coach gets fired, there's another door opening right down the street.
That's
So,
right. So yeah, well, so we'll see. I mean, I hope he gets a full pitching staff back. I hope that neither Pedro,
Pedro
is it Lopez?
Lopez.
What's the heck is? See, now I don't remember his first name. And Joe Ryan don't get traded
Right.
during this offseason.
Yep.
And so that'll be interesting to see. But if those two go, then he's got nothing
Yeah,
really to work with.
Duck out of water.
Yeah, that's so. And I told these guys, I think he was managing the Pittsburgh last year, and he got fired after a 12-26 start or something like that. Well, he had no roster really, other than the Skeens guy that can pitch. I
Yep.
mean, other than that, he didn't really have a roster there.
Well, he's got one hitter, and I'm trying to think of his name. He's kind of like our Buxton. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been there for a while. He always did really well, but last year he had a down year. So I'm just trying to think that maybe you can call the manager at Pittsburgh and find out who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know their lineup or their roster
Yeah.
offhand, but yeah, I like I say though, I think the Twins have a decent lineup. I don't think the lineup is the problem, but obviously these guys have to.
You gotta learn to
produce.
hit. I mean,
Well,
you guys coming up that they're batting 120, 110. I'm going, holy smoke.
Yeah, that's
Like
not
the World
gonna-
Series last night, watching the World Series, Toronto, took the lead and he sends up some batter. He's batting 136. I'm going, what?
Yeah, what's
You
he?
can't tell me you got somebody on the bench that's got a higher batting average.
Yeah, can't hit better than that.
Anyways.
The Minnesota Wild, I finally heard something on Sports Talk Radio yesterday morning that I think a lot of people.
They won?
No, they
Oh.
did not win. They lost again in overtime.
Yes, they did.
And the San Jose game is the epitome of it all when they controlled the 3-on-3 for almost like 3.5 minutes. I don't know if you saw that or
Yes,
not.
I watched the game.
They had the puck in San Jose's end that long, and they could not
Yep.
get a goal.
Yeah.
And then San Jose breaks out in one shot, and it's
It's
over.
in.
And the same evidently with Winnipeg. Oh, they didn't do the same thing, control the puck with Winnipeg, but all it took was one shot for them, and it was in.
So do you think their coach, manager, or whatever you want to call the hockey guy, think he's on thin ice? Because they supposedly have the talent.
Well, no, they don't. No,
They got one guy.
they have one guy right now that's and I don't know. He's been off and on because he's been turning the puck over and
Yeah.
giving teams scoring opportunities.
Well, he's trying too hard because he knows he's got to carry.
Well, that could be the case. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what 2 years ago, Edmonton fired their coach, like 10 games into the season, and that's a team that had Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and he got the axe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess if I haven't liked the last two head coaches, Evison or Hines, but obviously they know more about hockey than I do.
Sure,
So,
they need a guy like Don Cherry to come in.
Well,
Remember him?
yeah, but I did like Jacques Lemaire.
Jacques was good.
I liked Bruce Boudreau. I liked Mike Yeo.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they were all I liked all of them, but these last two, I'm not fired up about them. So I don't know. But then they got two guys hurt. So Zuccarello could be back anytime now. I heard he's skating. And then Nico Sturm has had the back surgery, and he's probably out till the
Yeah.
beginning of the new year. So we'll see what happens if they get healthy.
They still don't have that big guy.
No, they don't. They get pushed around a lot
Yes,
by
they
a
do.
lot of the teams. They really do. And what I mentioned before about on the morning show at KFan was that the one guy that I won't say who it was that answered the question was, isn't this the same roster they had last year?
Pretty close.
And it is, and they don't have anything other than their top line. They're getting no scoring
On the
from
second,
the
third.
second, third, and fourth lines. And I'm not saying every team in the NHL gets that production, but
You got to get a little bit.
we got to get some goals from some of those guys. Yes.
Uh,
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. They lost last night again to the Lakers. Yeah. I blame. Not that I'm an expert, But you guard the guy. He's got 30-some points for the game, shooting lights out. You think you maybe double team the guy because they know they're going to go to him with 6 seconds to go to give you the winning basket. But what do? They pull the what they pulled a couple of years ago with Dallas. They got Rudy Gobert out guarding this guy at the top of the key, and the guy puts a move on him. His 2 feet go one way, and this guy goes the other, and boom, they lose the game.
Well,
So
yeah, I don't. Austin Reeves is that player you're talking
Correct.
about, and he's the only. Not watching the game, he was probably the only player that was
would have
going
taken
to
that
take
shot.
the shot.
Yep.
So I think you had to.
You got to prepare for that or know
Yeah.
what to, and they just so they're starting out, and their star player, he's out for another 2 weeks or week and a half, but again with a hamstring.
Yeah, hamstring.
Yeah.
Where have
so,
we heard that before?
Yeah.
Royce Lewis, Justin Jefferson.
Speaking of Justin Jefferson, how frustrated do you think he is being a Minnesota
Oh.
Viking?
He's can't even imagine.
And what are they going to do when they're 3-5 after Sunday?
I don't know because the trade deadline's coming up.
Yep.
So will they? And there's really never any big blockbuster trades
No.
in the NFL.
They spent all this money for linemen, defensive and offensive linemen. They're all hurt, or they're not playing, and they're not doing very well. So there's a lot of disarray. Everything was all hunky dory a couple of years ago, and now it's just at that point where is it the coaching or is it the players?
Well, they're supposedly getting everybody back this weekend for Detroit. Now that might not matter against Detroit because they're like a machine.
Yep.
But Van Ginkel's supposed to be back in defense. Darisaw and I think Brian O'Neill are supposed to be back on the offensive line. JJ McCarthy supposedly he's taking all the reps. So
He's got that high brain strain. I mean, what is it?
high ankle sprain.
Ankle sprain. So, all right. Well, we come to another exciting. Thank you, Coach, please, and
Yes.
AD, please, for coming on and saving our butts today.
Yep.
Um,
So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support. Up North Lettering specializes in embroidery and heat vinyl press applications, along with patches and letter jackets. For more information, call them at 218-966-7850. HPAT would like to thank them for their donation and support.